Knicks fans, what's popping? It's your boy, Simeon Russell. Another bad loss. I guess every loss is bad, but another embarrassing loss. Let's go. What's up, folks? Ladies and gentlemen. Chat. Another Knicks. Another embarrassing loss by the New York Knicks. I didn't expect this. Yeah, it was ugly. Didn't expect this. I honestly, I expected a win. We should have won. That's a team that we should have beat. Hornacek tried to win the game, right? He tried to win the game. He had Courtney Lee. He had Kylo Quinn. He had Tim Hardaway Jr., Michael Beasley. He had his guys playing down the stretch because he wanted to win this game. He clearly wanted to win the game. But, and don't mind the noise in the background. I'm sorry about that. It'll be done soon. But he clearly wanted to win this game. And we couldn't even pull that out. We couldn't even do that against one of the worst teams in the league. Right? Third quarter, again, got smacked. We gave up 32 points in the third quarter. The Kings are the worst third quarter team in the league. And we gave up 32 points. The worst third quarter team in the league. Of course, we're one of the worst third quarter teams, but they are the worst third quarter team in the league. They average 99 points a game. We almost, if we didn't have the fourth quarter that we did, the Kings would have scored 120 points or 115 points maybe if we didn't have the kind of fourth quarter we did. Because they were on pace to do just that. Team that averages 99 points a game. Terrible display. Terrible display of everything. Energy, effort, coaching, everything. And it looks like this is what we're going to be harping on for the rest of the season because this is what we're seeing. And this Hornacek he is not able to energize these guys. Hornacek is not able to motivate these guys. And I know that I said that I think that Scott Perry is going to keep Hornacek next year. I'm not saying that I would keep him. I'm saying what I think Scott Perry is going to do. But I'm starting to, I'm slowly beginning to change my mind. Because I think that this team is lost. And Hornacek is the leader of the team. And the team is lost. Even though I know that we're in the mode now where we're playing the young guys. Right? And supposedly trying to develop the young guys. But at the same time, if you're a good coach, you can harness the team. Right? You can harness the team around a goal. Even if you're playing the young guys, you find a way to harness the team. If that is to set some type of goal for the remainder of the season and say, this is our goal for the remainder of the season, or have the team set up a goal for the remainder of the season, and then you try to reach that goal. Even if it's just that, something, put a carrot out there for them to try to reach. Something. But he's not doing it. When you're a coach, you've got to be a master motivator. You've got to. Because motivation is a big part of the game. Right? It's a big part of a team winning. It's a big part of a team playing well. Motivation. Right? Having the motivation to play well. And I don't see Jeff Hornacek having that characteristic, the type of characteristic to energize a team. And that's a problem. So I'm starting to believe that Scott Perry will let Hornacek go this summer. I'm not etching it in stone, but I'm starting to believe that Hornacek is gonna be gone. Because to be fair, it is hard to motivate a team of all veterans, not all veterans, to motivate a team when you're playing your veterans to try to win when you're at this point in the season, when you're done. That's very hard to do, which is the reason why he should be playing the young kids. Courtney Lee's playing down the stretch. Michael Beasley. These guys playing down the stretch. Kylo Quinn playing down the stretch. Getting however many minutes a game, 30 minutes a game or whatever. Let's see. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 37 minutes. Okay. Courtney Lee had 24. Kylo Quinn 25. Tim Hardaway 37. Michael Beasley 25. Played this game. It's a joke. He played this game to win, and you lost to one of the worst teams in the league. When I believe we're a better team than them, but we're just not motivated. We're just not motivated to play well. And that squarely falls on Hornacek and in Hornacek's lap. Squarely. That's on him. But I think there's other things going on with this team, and I'll talk about it. But I think there's other things happening. Before we get to that, let's recap the game. Do a quick recap. Let me fix something up first before we can do a recap. I got to fix some things. But, I don't know. I don't know why. Even if Hornacek can't do it, if Hornacek can't motivate the squad, get one of your assistant coaches to do it. But from the assistant coaches that I see that are on this team, I'm not sure that even they can do it. I'm not sure that they have the type of intangibles to do it. I don't see that with those assistant coaches. They don't seem like those kind of guys to me. Every team should have some kind of rah-rah guy as a coach, that can pull the guys together and really motivate them and get a push. That's one thing that Derek Fisher could do. I'll admit that. Derek Fisher was a good motivator. He could get the guys riled up and get the guys ready to go. Jeff can't do it. Jeff can't do it. And, I'm really starting to feel that the end is very near for him. End of the season, I think he might be done. Piff Gates, you say you got to clean house. Clean house with the players or clean house with the coaches? I think you got to clean house with the coaches. I think you got to take the coaches out of there. Not all the players need to go. We have some talent on the team that needs to stay and build with. So I'm not sure if you're talking about clean house with the coaches or clean house with the players. I think you need to clean house with the coaches, though. I think you need to get them out of there and rebuild that coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Rebuild that coaching staff. Yeah, Piff. Yeah, Piff. Coaches. J Sports, you say both? I can't say both. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say both because there's guys on the team that obviously you want to keep. So you're not going to tear down every player on the team and get them all out of there. You got some players on the team. You got Frank, you got KP. You got young guys in Dotson, Trey Burke. You got some young guys that you want to keep on the team. Even Cantor, you probably want to keep. At least for next year. Unless something really stellar comes along. Cantor again with another double-double tonight. Had a double-double in the first half. He only played 18 minutes, though. So let's take a look. Skipping right. I'm going to go back, but I'm here at the box score, so we'll talk about the box score. Tim Hardaway, 24 points. 4 rebounds, no assists. But I like the way Tim Hardaway played tonight again. He went to the basket, took better shots, good shots. So I'm satisfied with what Hardaway did tonight. I hope he continues to play this way. If he continues to play this way, I'll be satisfied, because that's the way that I think he should play the game. Cantor, 14 points, 16 rebounds in 22 minutes. Sorry, I had said he played 18 minutes. He played 22 minutes. 14 points, 16 rebounds in 22 minutes. That's big. 1 assist, 1 turnover. Emmanuel Mudiay, played like trash. Mudiay has really got to fix his shot. He's got to work on that shot over the summer. If he doesn't fix his shot, it's not smooth. His feet cross when he's in the air before he lands. He never goes up and has the same form twice. And he doesn't have much touch on the ball. That's part of the reason why he has a hard time making layups as well. He doesn't have much touch on the ball. No touch. He's got to work on it for real. He's definitely got to work on it. He's got to get in shape. You can see that he's maybe a little bit overweight. Obviously, he's not fat. But maybe he's a little bit overweight. He really needs to get in shape. Somebody's got to put him on a real training program over the summer. Because he's not as quick as he should be. His rookie year, he was smaller. Of course, you're gonna, over years, he's been in the league. This is his 3rd year. You're gonna gain some weight. He should have been gaining muscle, not weight. But it doesn't look like he's gained muscle. He was quicker in his rookie year. It's not as quick now. It's not as quick. Siobhan, big shout out to Siobhan Robinson. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. You said the Kings even tried to give the game away with Zach Randolph's celebration, and we still lost. I don't know if they tried to give the game away. I think, Zach Randolph maybe thought the time was out. But, we played one of the worst teams in the league that can barely score the ball, and we still lost, It's crazy. It's embarrassing, man. Kyle Quinn, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Kyle Quinn was hooping tonight. He was playing. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a little bit torn about Kyle Quinn. I like Kyle Quinn. I really do. But I do know that Kyle Quinn has that opt-out clause, and he'll probably opt out. I'm actually hoping that he opts in. You know what I'm saying? Because I like what Kyle Quinn brings to the game for us. I just like it. I like his toughness, his ruggedness. I love the way he passes the ball. He can knock down that mid-range shot. Kyle Quinn is a nice piece to have. If we could find a way to keep him, I think we should keep him. He is a really, really nice piece to have on a team. And I think he is the kind of guy that can, obviously not that you build around, but the kind of guy that is a big piece to a very good team. Emmanuel, you say he wants to stay. I believe he probably does want to stay. He's from Queens. Big Mets fan. Likes being in New York. His family's in New York. Seems to be he's not the kind of guy that being in New York is going to, mess with him, and he's going to get into trouble and some things like that. I guess he's been in maybe a couple little things here and there, but I like Kyle O'Quinn, and I hope that we can keep O'Quinn. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think he's when we talk about what Scott Perry wants to do and the type of team that he wants to build, I think that he's the kind of energy player you want. He's the kind of energy player that you want. He does some boneheaded things sometimes, BN. You're right. But, the energy and the defense, he's what you need. You need to have some guys like that. You need to have players like Kyle O'Quinn. You need them. 14 points, 8 rebounds tonight, 4 assists. Like I said, Frank, I like the way Frank played tonight. I think he should have got more than 23 minutes. Frank had 7 points. He was 2 for 7 from the field. That could, of course, that should be better. 1 for 2 from 3. Have 5 assists. No turnovers, no steals tonight. 1 rebound. The way he went to the basket, couple of moves he had going into the basket, I liked. I think Frank should have played. He should have played more than 23 minutes. Played really good defense tonight, I think. Played really good D. Troy Williams tonight, only 12 minutes, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Lance Thomas, 14 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Trey Burke played 26 minutes, had 11 points, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Damian Dotson got no bird tonight. I don't know. Whatever Jeff Hornacek. Whatever. Piff Gates, you say Frank is going to be a good shooter. You love his form. Yeah, I think he's going to be a good shooter. He's got to continue to build that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Continue to work on it over the summer. And I think he'll build it. Frank. So many people, man, want to be negative about Frank, but game by game, you can see him doing things that let you know what he could be. You know what I'm saying? Game by game, he does things, and I like what's happening with him. You know what I'm saying? I like to see him more on the ball, though. I'm sure there's a lot of people that disagree with me and want to see him, play off the ball. I don't mind him playing off the ball, but I think that Frank is a better point guard than the shooting guard. I mean, how do you have a shooting guard that doesn't want to shoot the ball? You know what I mean? I think Frank is a better point guard. He looks more natural to me at the point guard spot. It's just, Frank doesn't play the way most point guards today play. Not most, a lot of point guards today play. Everyone expects him to be a scoring guard, and that's not his style. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Frank is will be a very good point guard. And I think we should focus on him being a point guard. Now, if he's playing off the ball, while he's learning to be a point guard, that's cool. That's cool. That's okay. Plays off the ball a little bit. Plays point guard sparingly, here and there, playing point guard. And then eventually take over that point guard spot. But I think Frank is, I think he's a natural point guard. He's a point guard by instinct. That's just my opinion. I read an article in the Daily News, and it said, he doesn't have a fast enough dribble to be a point guard. I don't know exactly what that means. A point guard. I mean, you have different types and sizes of point guards all across the league. Some can dribble fast, some can't. But I don't want the Knicks or anyone to try to force him to be a shooting guard. I just don't think it's in his nature to be a shooting guard. But back to this little recap. You see the Knicks gave up 32 points in that third quarter. Gave up 32 points in the first quarter. Second quarter, 19. Gave up 19 points. Gave up 19 points in the fourth quarter. What much else is there to say? They were garbage, really, for the most part tonight. They had their little run because Sacramento isn't a good team, but they were garbage. Sacramento had a 19-point lead on us. How does Sacramento have a 19-point lead on you? Knicks won the rebounding battle. Most nights they do. 21 assists, 8 steals, 7 blocks, 13 turnovers. They shot 45.5% from the field, 28% from three, 72.2% from the free throw line. Sacramento was equally as putrid as the Knicks, really, if you think about it. Except, Sacramento went to the line 11 times, made 11, shot 43% from three, which, again, both teams give up a lot of threes. The Knicks give up wide open threes, though. So, there you have that. And Sacramento shot 45.3% from the field. So there you have it. The story of the game right there. The Knicks. Marty, I seen you said that Trey Burke doesn't like Frank. I wouldn't put it past him. I think the New York Knicks are imploding. Now, some people will say, well, yeah, they've been losing. But just because you lose doesn't mean you're imploding. I think that they're imploding. I think the losing is tearing them up. Things are happening. Last game I seen, bad body language, in my opinion, from Trey Burke. There was a turnover. He passed the ball to Frank, and I think someone tapped it, or I don't know, went out of bounds. Frank said something to him. In my opinion, Trey Burke shouldn't have passed the ball the way that he passed it, or when he passed it, should have been at another point during the sequence. But they went to the bench. You can see Trey Burke kind of pouting and arguing a little bit. Michael Beasley had some words with, Beasley had some words with Jeff Hornacek tonight. Beasley complaining that people are playing selfish. And I'm sure there's some other things going on, I'm sure there's some other things going on. BN, you said that they've been imploding since Christmas. I don't know. Just because you lose, I don't think that means you're imploding. Imploding, is when, you really start to fight and bicker and argue with each other. There's going to be things that happen throughout the season, whether or not you're imploding. But I think right now it's really, stuff is starting to hit the fan. You know what I mean? And it does point to bad leadership, which again goes back to, of course, Jeff Hornacek. Jamila, you said Trey is acting like his BFF, Tim Hardaway Jr. And you know what? I really do wonder, because Tim Hardaway kind of has a bad attitude. You can see it in his body language. Trey, I can see it in his body language. He kind of has an attitude that's like, I don't make mistakes. You should have did this. You should have did that. I've seen it a couple of times. And I wonder if them two being on the same team, it compounds and plays off each other. They bounce that same type of attitude off of each other. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe so. But, I guess it happens when teams are losing. You know, when you start to lose all, you know, when you're winning and you have little things happening and going on, the winning can take care of it. You know, we've all heard it before. The winning can take care of it. When you're losing, though, it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. I'm going to open up the lines. I want to hear from you guys, man. I know you guys got some things you want to say. You know, call me. Talk to me. Because I'm pretty sure you want to vent a little bit. You know, except for the guys, except for the tankers. You know, the tankers, they're cool, right? This is the perfect win for the tankers. You lose, you know, you get down by 19, come back, make it look good, make it exciting, and then lose the game. That's perfect. That's perfection for the tankers. It's not perfection for me. You know, not perfection for me. So we got our first caller. As soon as we can get it up here. Got Isaiah on the line. Hold on for a minute, Isaiah, because I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the headphones, so got to make sure I get this right. Just give me 1 second.
I completely agree. For years, I have thought that the baseball model.
1 second, Isaiah. Got something playing in the background. I got to clear that up. All right. Isaiah, what's popping, bro?
What's going on, man? What's going on, chat? Black is time. What's going on?
Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy, man? I definitely think the Knicks. I think a few of them checked out already.
For sure.
I can tell just because, like, honestly, man. I was watching the third quarter, and when I heard this, I was like, they definitely checked out. So a part of the game when the Kings were like going up by like 15, Clyde had a stat. He was like, the Knicks are the worst team, is one of the worst teams in the third quarter. But he said the worst team in the third quarter was the Kings.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, we're losing to the worst team in the third quarter by like 15 points. And it's like, you know, a lot of the veterans there, they've been there, so they know like the season's over. They're thinking about going fishing, honestly. They're not worried about, they're done. The veterans are done. And today was a confusing game. It was really confusing in the sense of Jeff went back on his old ways of playing the veterans for no reason.
Right. He tried to win. He wanted to win this game.
Yeah. You could tell he wanted to win. Courtney Lee was getting killed by that kid. I forgot his name. Bunyanovich or whatever. He's getting killed by that kid. And it was just like, you know, it's like I don't understand. Like, Jeff is confusing, man. It's like, you know, after the All-Star break, we're gonna play the young kids. I barely see Cornette, who I really want to see because he looks like he can be at least a second stringer. He played Frank for 23 minutes. Dotson didn't play, which is I don't understand that. Beasley, Tim, all these dudes get 20, 25 minutes. We already know what they can do.
Right.
You know, we already know what they can do, and you know, I'd rather see the young guys play because, you know, that's the point. We only got less than 20 games left. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to see something. It's like I don't. It's just weird with Jeff because it's like, you know, I just don't understand it. And be honest with you, on another note, you know, when the whole Moody. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Moutier. To be honest with you, he is out of shape. He's out of basketball shape. Let me say that he's out of basketball shape.
Right. Right.
And honestly, you know, I don't know how Frank is, but I personally would have been offended that Jeff started Moutier, who just got traded to the team, to be the starting point guard when, and I don't believe in favoritism or just because you've been here longer, you should play. But it's like, Frank, you got to give Frank the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He has all the right tools to be to me, he should be the starting point guard for the Knicks, not a shooting guard. He's not a shooting guard. He has the right tools. He can get himself open. He passes the teammate. He plays deep. You can literally tell when Frank's on the court, the defense automatically picks up.
Right.
You can tell. And it's like, why wouldn't you start Frank? Frank's been there since the beginning. You start Moutier. I've just literally seen Moutier not play defense,
Mm-hmm.
And that could be part of him. He hasn't really been in rotation and everything, but it's like, why would you let a guy that just came off the streets basically start over Frank, who brings defense intensity, and he could be growing from this and learning to be the starting point guard for the New York Knicks? It's just confusing.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand Jeff's thinking in that, or what the thinking is, because Moutier was there for a couple of games, so obviously he's not going to be able to be the type of point guard that's going to actually command the floor, right? Because he's been there. He's only been there a couple of games, and I really don't understand that choice. The choice of Moutier. If anyone was going to start over Frank, I would have thought that it would have been Burke, right? Because at least he went through the system in Westchester. He had some good games when he came up from Westchester.
Exactly.
And he had been there for a little while. He's been in the league for a little while, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand it unless, sometimes, I don't know, because his lineups coming down the stretch change all the time too. So you never know. But what I was going to say is sometimes coaches, don't always start who their best point guard or who their best player at a certain position is, just due to wanting to have certain lineups together. I don't know. That's just, I can't say exactly why Jeff is starting Moutier.
Me personally, like, the trade for McDermott, any other GM would have did that. That's a 10 out of 10. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to trade a 26-year-old small forward that all he does is like really shoot for a young point guard. That's smart basketball moves. But it's just in the sense of like, I'm not trying to compare Frank to no other rookie, but this rookie draft class, man, is good. And it's like I feel like all these other coaches and all these other teams are letting their rookies play.
Yeah.
And I understood earlier, like you want to, protect Frank and everything, but it's like, dang, man.
Yeah.
You gotta let this kid go through it, because what's the point of him? What's the point of you protecting him this whole year? Then next year, he doesn't know the situations because you didn't let him be in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was weird because like earlier in the year, when everything was pretty much going good, he used to let Frank play in the fourth quarter at the stretch.
Right.
And Frank hit some big shots. So I'm just confused. It's like, it's crazy. Why, it's crazy because I do believe Jeff's going to be gone, just on the simple fact of like, when they sit down at the end of the year, because as you know what Scott and Steve wanted, they wanted player development. So when they go down, at the end of the year, if I was them, I'd be like, yo, what player development did you do all year?
Right. That's a good point.
Like, I'm like, for example, like if I was them, I'd be like, yo, we see Frank from the beginning. What has really changed from Frank from the beginning to now? And that was the whole reason why they let you stay, keep your job. because y'all all agreed on we're going to develop players, we're going to develop our young core. I honestly don't see any development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Frank is coming along. I think Frank is coming along. I think he can develop more with more minutes. That's really the only young guy that's coming along because the other young guys aren't really playing. Dotson isn't playing. I mean, that's really the main young guy that you wanted to develop. Dotson's not. You wanted to develop Dotson too, but he's not getting any burn at all. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know.
That's how we all feel. Like it's like you know, with Jeff, you really don't know what's going on in his head. It's like
right. Well, hey Isaiah, I know we got some other people that want to call in. I thank you for the call. I thank you for it's 12:35 in the morning. I'm sure people got to work, but you're on the call with me. I appreciate that, bro.
Well, you already know, man. Blackest time. I love your chat, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
For sure, man. Peace out.
That'll be good, man.
Peace out, brother.
You too, man.
Yeah, it is confusing. It is confusing. And I think that confusion really does lead into this Knicks implosion. You know what I'm saying? It does. Because guys don't know when they're going to play. You know, they don't know. Guys can't. Nothing's consistent. Right? And when you're winning, it's okay. When you're losing, it leads to frustration. You know, and these are the reasons that now I believe that Jeff Hornacek is going to have a hard time keeping his job. You know what I'm saying? I really did think that Scott Perry was going to try to give him a chance, but I don't think that's the case now. Well, I'm starting not to think that's the case. You know, so there we go. My man, I got Ronald Cleveland on the line. Hey, Ronald, I need you to turn me down in the back if you can, okay?
That's better?
There it is, man. Sounds good. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, Simeon, man, here we go again. Once again with Jeff, it's on. It's on. I agree with the caller that just got off, man. This dude don't know what he's doing. There's no rhyme or reason to what he's doing. And I thought about, you know the game of basketball. If you're starting a point guard, that point guard has to affect the game in either one or two ways. Either he's going to be a point guard that's able to play defense and get other people involved as he's assisting, or he's got to be able to score. Moutier is starting. Moutier can't play defense. I'm watching him constantly getting burnt, and he can't score. So why you have him out there? And his passing ability is not better than Frank's. It's not. Let's just call it what it is. We saw it tonight.
I agree with you there. His passing ability is not. I've seen him have some good passes.
At times.
But
it's not consistent like Frank. And I'm looking, and I agree, man. For Moutier to come basically off the streets, you come in there and you basically don't know the full playbook. There's no way he can know the playbook.
Right.
He hadn't been there long enough.
Right. Exactly.
So you starting this kid over. To me, right now, the point guard should be Trey and Frank. Frank needs to be starting. Trey need to come off the bench with the second unit as that scorer coming off the bench. But Frank, I watched the game tonight. Frank affected that game in so many ways, even the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet.
Yeah, he did.
His defense was on par.
Yep.
And I'm like, you pull this guy, and then that's when, if you notice, that's when Sacramento went on that second run. But to me, that team has quit on Jeff. Anybody that knows basketball, they can see it. They've quit. The team don't have no direction. The guy is inconsistent with everything he's doing. He's basically lied because he said he's going to start the young players after the All-Star break and let them get some burn. Dotson, he commended the guy coming into training camp and talking about how great he is, and this guy hardly seeing the floor. You bring guys from the G League and giving them more time than Dotson.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm going to tell you what's going to get him. We all know if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You paying these guys, and they're sitting on the bench. Dotson is sitting on the bench. We paying all this money, and you bring it. It's just, I don't understand it. And I said it originally. This is going to cost the Knicks in more ways than one, because they're going to fire Jeff. So now you're going to get a new coach, and I hope it's Mark Jackson. But now you're starting over from scratch. If they were a clean house, if you're bringing in a new GM and a new president, you bring in the players. It's just like in the NFL. When a GM comes in, he picks his coach.
Right.
You don't go at what's been a losing situation. And granted, Phil had him running the triangle. That's another reason why you get rid of it. He didn't have no backbone. And if you look at it, Jeff did not stay consistent. During the season, you watch all them games when the Knicks was getting blown out, he's smiling in the press conference. I mean, come on, man. And now you want to check these guys and talking about, oh, they ain't playing defense? This is the same thing they've been doing all season.
That's true. In the beginning of the season, they were playing better.
Yeah,
they were playing better defense.
They were.
Somewhere along the line, he lost them.
He lost them. I agree.
Somewhere along the line.
Who do you think going to be our next coach?
You know, it's hard to say, man.
Who would you like to see?
Who would I like to see? I'll tell you the characteristics of a coach that I would like to see. Right? I want to see a coach that, I don't want to say it's going to be hard on the players, but it's going to be a disciplinarian all the way through. No matter what, no matter who you are on the team, it's going to be a disciplinarian. And then you can accept things like if Frank doesn't play or if someone else doesn't play. Because if you know that coach is disciplining every player on the team fairly, they don't care if you're a vet or a rookie, that if someone didn't play, they deserve not to play. So I want to see a disciplinarian. I want to see somebody who stresses defense. Right? I thought in the beginning of the season, Jeff Hornacek was trying to stress defense, but then it went away. It faded. Things faded. I don't know if it was because he was playing for his job, so he was playing guys that could score but maybe wouldn't play. I don't know.
And I agree. But I think it is right now. He's feeling the heat. He's feeling the heat. That's why he went back to try to win in the game.
Yeah.
He's feeling the heat. And I'm going to say this. This is the ultimate sign of someone who have lost a team.
Yeah.
When you got your players on national TV arguing with you from the floor, and then you leave them on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh exactly. Yeah, that's a sign of lack of respect.
Yeah.
And he should have snatched Beasley. Beasley played terrible tonight, and that's why Beasley has never sticked on one team, because he lacks focus. He can't put it together for a whole season.
Right.
He can't.
Right.
When he's on, he's great, but when he is off, it's like night and day.
Yep. Beasley is that kind of guy. He gives you diminishing returns. It's like you got to have him on the floor for a certain amount of time. He'll give you some, and then you get him out, because pretty soon it's going to start going downhill. And then he'll have games that he's just on the whole night. But yeah, Beasley he's not the kind of guy that can carry a team. Now, Beasley said in the beginning of the season that he had the same amount of talent as, well, he does have the same amount of talent. I'll say that, as, some of them big name guys, KD, LeBron. Talent, maybe he does have the same talent, the natural born talent, but he doesn't have the discipline or the focus or the basketball IQ to be those guys. You know what I'm saying? If he did, when KP went out, he would have took over.
Oh yeah, that was a perfect opportunity for him to be coming out, not even for the Knicks, to showcase for the whole league and say, hey, I'm back and I'm going to be the player everybody thought I was going to be when I got drafted. And this is going to be the last thing I say. Hardaway, I've been killing him. I've been killing him. I don't care for his game, but I must say tonight, I got to give him his props. I got to call a spade a spade. The man balled tonight. And it reminded me of what we were seeing before he had that injury.
Yep, earlier in the season. Yeah.
Going to the basket, playing within the flow of the game, not getting out crazy with those shots. I saw a few tonight. They happened to fall, but they were bad shots.
Yeah.
But I give him his credit tonight. He balled, but Michael Beasley really lost the game, and it really was lost from the minute them boys took that first run. The first run Sacramento went on the game, it was over. It was over.
Yeah.
And Jeff is done at the end of the season. And to me, they can go ahead and send him home now and let one of those assistants take over, and they can start plotting on who they want to bring in next year.
Yeah.
Because this season is over with.
Yep. I hear you. Hey, Robert, Ronald, man, thank you for the call. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
For
hey,
sure,
Knicks,
man.
we'll be back.
It'll happen. We'll be back.
All right.
All right. Peace out, man. Jamal Stevenson, you say, no way does he have the talent of LBJ or KD. Well, I disagree with you. I think he does have the talent. There's a difference between someone being talented and someone being great. Two people can have the same talent, but one person has the work ethic, the right attitude, the basketball IQ to be great. There's a difference. I've seen it happen a lot. Where people have the same amount of talent, but because one person has a different kind of work ethic, a different kind of approach to the game, they become great, and the other group and the other player doesn't. Mr. Who's this? Presney? What's your last name? Presney. Give me 1 second, man. I'll get you on live in 1 second. All right. Yeah. So I think. I think that, but Beasley does have the talent and the athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't have those other things, those other intangibles and characteristics that those other guys have. You know what I mean? I live around where Beasley is from. I mean, I'm like 10 miles away. And Beasley was, him and KD were on the same AAU team, and I mean, they deferred to one another. That's how much respect that KD had for Beasley and his talent and his athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? He may not jump high and things like that, but that's not the only determinant of talent. If you're from around here, you know what Beasley can do with the ball in his hands. He just doesn't have those other things that KD and LeBron and them guys have as far as work ethic and those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But, all right, caller, Mr. Presney, what's popping, man? How you feeling? You're on live.
I'm feeling all right, man. What's cracking with you? I'm a big fan. I've been watching you a little while.
Appreciate it, bro.
And I just want to talk about the implosion that you brought up. You know what I mean? I feel like this is something that I've been seeing over the course of the season. I feel like the attitude of the New York Knicks is not very good. There's not an established culture. You know what I mean? So you have this guy Hornacek. He's not really compatible. I don't think the guys like playing for him. He was doing kind of well in the beginning of the season, but even in the beginning of the season, with the superior defense to what we have now, there wasn't much help offense. Okay, I would see guys look like they was frozen in place, and they wouldn't really move around. They would just kind of watch the guy with the ball, see what he was going to do. And so as a result, we weren't getting that many offensive rebounds. We weren't doing that great. But the other point I want to bring up is I'm not sure about who is our spiritual leader on the team right now.
I don't think we have one.
I don't think we have one either. And this is my stance here. I feel like when we lost Kristaps Porzingis, it was one thing, right? But believe it or not, I feel like Ron Baker played a great role on the team. because even though he's undersized and he's he's a little bit awkward out there, the kid never loses energy.
Mm-hmm.
He never loses intensity, and he'll not give up on certain plays when all the other players give up. Like, that's how he got elbowed in the face by Anthony Davis.
Right. You got some points there.
So, I feel like players see that attitude in him. They see this little guy, this little white dude running around out there, trying to make plays on offense, giving good energy. And I feel like in a way that was an inspiration to the rest of the team.
And you could be right, because right now we don't have anyone that really gives that inspiration.
Exactly.
We don't have anybody. We don't have anybody that really brings. Yeah, no one that really brings that kind of grit. I mean, Kylo Quinn does, but I don't know. I don't know if they respect him to the point where he's inspirational. Because he's also a jokester. You know what I mean? Joakim Noah was supposed to be that guy last year and this year.
Exactly.
And obviously it didn't work out with Joakim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And I feel like that's another point against Hornacek. I feel like these petty squabbles should not justify throwing away a massive contract like that.
You throwing away a massive contract like who?
Joakim, he's getting money. The guy is getting money, but we're not getting him out there playing. He's not showcasing his talent. We're not gonna get anything for him. And I feel like, at least give the guy some minutes. You gotta mend these fences, and you gotta look at the greater good.
Well, and let's see what happens if Jeff Hornacek is fired.
Right.
Let's see what happens when you get another coach in. And maybe with, maybe Scott Perry and Joakim had a conversation and said, give us the summer. Let's see what happens. If something doesn't happen over the summer, then maybe, then we can discuss a buyout or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean? But if you get someone like a Mark Jackson in, or somebody, who's one of those motivators, they may want to have Joakim Noah come back. You never know.
That's true. That's very true. You see, and that's why I hope Scott Perry is very swift and decisive with these personnel changes, especially at the coaching staff.
Right.
Because I feel like it's time for us to kick it into gear. We need to show Chris Stapps that, listen, we're serious about this new Knicks movement, and we need to go out there and we need to find our own sort of Draymond Green, not necessarily in skill perhaps, but in that emotional intensity, that inspirer of people.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you. I feel you, because we play very uninspired, and even when we're playing the way that we play now, I mean, when we're playing in the position that we're in now, coming down the stretch of the season, we're out the playoffs. Maybe not mathematically, but literally out the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You still got to have that motivator in that guy. You know what I'm saying? With that heart. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You still got to have that guy out there.
I was actually hoping that Trey Burke could play some of that role, because he came out the G League. He had something to prove. He was doing well. But like you said, I saw some pouting. I saw some internal conflict. And I think it's time for us to get some new leadership. Yeah. I know that's my time. I appreciate you taking the call. You have a great night.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, for sure. Mr. Muhammad, I'll give you give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll get you on live. All right. Yeah, definitely. That's something that we're definitely missing. You know what I'm saying? We're missing that kind of heart. We don't play inspired at all. Now, if Jeff Hornacek is gone, I wouldn't be surprised to see someone bring Joakim Noah back. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised with it at all. Because even if he's not getting major minutes, you know what I mean? he is that kind of emotional leader type of guy. So, we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's happening with that. Mr. Muhammad, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just glad to be back on. I missed you last time. Tried to dial in, but we back now, so got some things to say.
Appreciate it. Go for it, bro.
Yeah. So as far as coaching is concerned, Hornacek, he's got to get out of there, man. He's done. They don't believe in him. Players are checked out. One coach that's not really on anyone's radar right now is dude that coached the Cavs and got fired at Midway. I forget his name.
David Blatt.
David Blatt went to Princeton with Steve Mills. So the Princeton connection is there, and they were considering him at one point while they were considering a new coach, and ended up with Hornacek instead, because that was a Phil Jackson hire. So now with Phil Jackson out the picture and Hornacek doing not so good, I think they're gonna go with Blatt this time around. I mean, the fans, the city want Mark Jackson. He's that leader that'll kind of inspire everyone to play with heart, play some defense, hopefully. But that's one coach I think that people are sleeping on that could be, the head coach come summertime. But
could be. It could be.
Yeah.
And he has, with the amount of international players that we have on the team, you got Frank, you got KP, he could be he could be a candidate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could be a candidate.
And
he's kind of a defensive guy. He got a raw deal in Cleveland. You know
absolutely,
what I'm saying? I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland because he was supposed to be coming in to coach young guys. And then he got in there. And all of a sudden you had LeBron and you had them, you had them guys. I think he got kind of a raw deal in Cleveland.
Exactly. He came in knowing, okay, I got Tristan, I got Kyrie, we just drafted Wiggins. Then it was, hold up, we just traded Wiggins for Love. LeBron just got here. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And give me one second, because Knicks fans are real funny. Right? I see people say, oh, Blatt is garbage. Come on. You say Blatt is garbage.
He didn't get a shot.
Yeah.
And he's a decorated coach.
Exactly.
Internationally, too.
That's why I want to ask BN, like, how can you say that? How much did you even know about David Blatt before he came to the Cleveland Cavaliers? How much did you even know about him?
Yeah, his basketball IQ is up there. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, right. He got put in a bad situation. He came into this league to coach young players, to coach a young team. LeBron made the decision that he's going to come back home to Cleveland. That's fine. He's allowed to do that. Right?
Exactly.
And then he brings along with him Kevin Love. Right? And then you get J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. And, now you got a bunch of divas on the team.
Yeah, and the ring chasers that LeBron always seem to follow LeBron
right,
everywhere,
his whole little crew that follows behind him.
Exactly, James Jones and such.
Right. So it's like now you go from, you have one mindset to come in and train and teach these young guys how to play ball. And build them up. Now. You got, you had Kyrie, you had Andrew Wiggins, you know what I'm saying? You had Tristan Thompson. You had them young guys on there that's what I'm coming to do. And now you get this. I don't know how anyone can sit and say that he's not a good coach.
Exactly. And
you know what I'm saying? Because
he's done his thing. I mean, he didn't get a fair shot, and
he didn't get a fair shot. Get a fair shot.
And he's that's Mills' guy. Like they played college ball together in Princeton. They were the backcourt back there. God knows when, maybe 70s or God knows when, but either way, he's way higher up on that list, I think, possible head coaches in the future than Mark Jackson. As far as Joakim is concerned, I don't know. I feel like some people got some faith in him that doesn't I don't know. To me, he's done. He's on that last contract. For me personally, I feel like
he's definitely on his last big contract.
Yeah, he's on his last big deal, and like that. I don't know how that's going to translate like on the court, like him just not being a shell of his former self. Like when I've seen him play, I don't like, he brings the energy. Don't get me wrong, he could be a leader, and everything. But I don't know if I want that.
But but that's what you want him for, because Joakim is not going to come in and do the things that he used to do.
Of course.
Right, but if you're paying him $17 million a year, and if you're not going to have a buyout, then you might as well use him for something. And if he can come in, he can, he just give you spot minutes, but he can be an emotional kind of guy.
Exactly.
An emotional leader kind of guy. He can help out the team.
Yeah. And I don't mind that, just not at $17 million. That's my only concern. Tim Hardaway was pretty good tonight. He's literally the only guy that can do something on the court. Moutier was 0 for 6 today. 0 for 6.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about him. Maybe I'm just being impatient and not just seeing him develop because he's still, again, very young. But these young guys got to get on the floor. Dotson didn't play today. Yeah, there's just so much going on.
So much. Yeah, lot going on. And you can't, the thing is, we don't know, obviously we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah. So we don't know what's happening, what Scott Perry is saying to Jeff Hornacek, what kind of pressure is being put on Jeff Hornacek.
Exactly, because he's got to do something to keep his job. But, winning right now with where we're at doesn't really bode well for the future of the organization. So it's kind of like a...
Right.
Everyone's best interests are different, right? So from the players to the coach to the GM. So, you know what I mean? The players want to get out there and just play. They don't really buy into the coach's philosophy. The coach wants to keep his job. Therefore, he wants to win and not really play the young guys. The GM isn't, he knows what's up. So he needs to get the young guys developed and see what that turns into and get a good draft pick, hopefully, and move on from there and see where it goes.
Right.
That's why I'd like to see a Michael Porter in there. We need another star, but who knows?
Like, I don't see how, if Jeff Hornacek is trying to win at this point in the season, I don't see how that helps him, how that really helps him keep his job.
True. You know what? But not like, at least if you're if the GM believes in you and sees that, we lost a couple, like tonight was a close one. We lost on a buzzer beater basically, but we lost to a horrible team. Don't get me wrong. And at the end of the day, if he sees that you trying, the young guys are developing, they're showing hope. I think that buys you another year at least. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at this rate, I don't see it. I don't see him being the coach past summer. I think we need to really get, again, like I said, I know I called him last time. I said, it's a pipe dream if we get Michael Porter. I think we need to do everything we can to get a wing player,
definitely,
of star potential. That way, Hardaway can have. If Hardaway's the third option, he'll be perfect.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I agree with you. If Hardaway's the third option, he'll be perfect. Hey, man, I thank you for the call.
No doubt.
Definitely thank you for the call, and hopefully we can, I don't know. I forgot when we play again, when our next game is. We play, Wednesday night, Thursday, whatever it is. But hopefully you'll be back on. Yeah,
for sure. And next time maybe I'll dive deeper into some potential draft picks like Miles Bridges and Kevin Knox and such.
Sure. Definitely.
Exactly. And Chandler Hutchinson. Yeah. Watch out for that guy, Boise State. He's gonna be a sleeper, I think. Yeah. So, but we'll call in next time about that. So.
Hey, and maybe next time hit me up on Skype sometime before the next game. Maybe we could talk a little bit.
For sure, no doubt.
All right, definitely.
All right, take care, brother.
Take care, man. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be an interesting off season. Really gonna be an interesting off season coming up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that's got to happen. Scott Perry's got his job. He's got his work cut out for him. Tuesday against the Blazers. All right. Mark, what's poppin', man? You're not live yet. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. No, I know. All right. All right. We live. We got Who's Mark on the line, everybody. What's up, bro? What's popping, man?
I want to shout out for the Kings for doing that. Shout out to the Kings, right? Now, let's break this down. Let's break my next team down.
Floor is yours, bro. Floor is yours.
I'm in a dilemma with the coach.
Okay.
I'm 50 Mark Jackson. I have reasons why I want him to be the coach and why he's so vital. He's a vital piece. And Coach Black, I like him because he has some offensive schemes that it will be great for KP. Mm-hmm. Now with Mark Jackson, why I'm thinking about him, because I'm thinking of from a New York standpoint right now,
right?
Where how we're so frigid about every coach that we get that they gotta go. But I feel with Mark Jackson, he could talk to the people. It's right now. It's to a point where we need someone that can talk to us. When we really break it down and think about it, we never really had a coach that can talk to the people, that could give us a little bit of hope that, all right, we're going to develop these players. We're going to develop this organization. That's where it got to come to, developing the organization. And I feel with Mark Jackson, there is a level of respect that these players have for him. It's the players got to respect the coach, man. That's just where it's at. When players respect the coach, they're going to go out and bust their ass. Because I'm watching Ben Simmons. I'm watching that Philly team tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the way, besides Ben Simmons and Embiid, the way the other players play and the defense that they play at for a team that you wouldn't think that they're top 5 in defense, bro. They're top 5. They're top 5.
Right.
It's a level of respect that these players gotta have for their coach. And I feel like players that come to New York, they get this swag where it's like, I'm in New York, so it's like I got a leeway to do what I want. And that has to be cut. That has to be cut short, because I'm realizing every time we get players that come to New York, they play half-ass. Every time they come here, they play half-ass. They never play up to their potential. Mm-hmm. Never. They play like, all right, I'm getting paid in New York. This is bad organization anyway, so we just gonna play half-ass. We're not gonna put our foot on the court if we were somewhere in OKC, somewhere or playing in Cleveland. And that's why I want Mark Jackson. And I feel like KP is just like, there's another thing with KP where people got to watch out, is that he know he's a star. Mm-hmm. When you watch his swag, this kid got swag, and this is why I feel like he can handle the ways that New York could throw at players. He has a swag where he know he's the player. He's confident. This is like when I watch Embiid, he's confident. That's the same thing how I feel about KP. And I feel like, yo, listen, man, I know he got hurt, but I'm still going to throw him that deal. I'm sorry. You can throw him a deal, but you can give him a type of deal that Embiid got. That money that Embiid got, it's not all. I think it's if he gets hurt again in the same areas that he get hurt at, he gets, I think, 60% of the deal. He don't get all of it. Okay. It's a clause that they have in. That's something that the Knicks would give to KP. So if anytime he get hurt in the same spots that he get hurt at, he won't get the full max. But a player like that, when I watch KP, he can handle. He's well groomed. I just like how he carries himself. Now with this Moutier thing, he don't do anything well. And that's why I'm scared for him. And that's why that coach gave up on him. He does anything well. It's not like you keep him on the court and it's like he's going to do something. It's like when you watch Marcus Smart, he can't shoot, But he's going to play 35 minutes because he does one thing well. It's play defense. Moody's trash. He's trash in defense. When I watch him on the court, oh my God, it's just like, I need a point guard that don't allow these guards to kill us. Why is Sacramento guards killing us? I'm tired of these guards killing us. I'm hearing in the news they want Frank Ntilikina to play 2 guard. That is not his position.
Thank you.
Why is he going there?
Thank you.
Why is he going there?
Thank you.
He's not supposed to be there. He passes better than anybody on his team. He shows the flashes of these passes that I love. It just flings out his hands. I like it.
Right.
He has to be at the 1 guard so he get used to playing these guards.
That's
because
right.
his defense is there. He moves with his feet. He just gotta get the minutes.
He
hasn't played 35 minutes yet. He hasn't played a 40-minute game yet for a young player.
That's right. You're right. 100%.
Yo, listen, I'm hearing that teams want Dotson. You know why teams want Dotson? Because the way he comes off screens as a shooter, I swear to God, if he got onto any team that allows him to shoot, why is he even in trade talks? Why? Why can't we keep our young players? Why? He has upside potential. You see it. He's athletic. He just don't get minutes. So every time he come on the court, he's going to do some dumb shit because he's not in the game yet because he hasn't felt the minutes. He hasn't felt NBA minutes yet.
Right. Right.
Like I said, with this Coach Hornacek, the smirk, the smile, he's not for us. I can't take it. Now with Black, LeBron, low-key, what people don't realize, he is a coach killer. Because if people don't realize that first year in Miami, he didn't want Coach Spoelstra to coach him. Right. And the only reason why Coach Spoelstra would, because that's Pat Riley wanted him there, and that LeBron couldn't run Miami the way how he runs Cleveland. That's why he left.
That's why he got out.
Miami. That's what people don't understand. If LeBron don't get his way, he act like a little big baby.
That's right. That's why he got out. That's why he left.
And then for people to come down on Coach Black, he took them to the final. People got to stop with this LeBron taking to the 7th straight. You got to understand there got to be a level of coaching to be doing that.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You're right.
LeBron don't play coach's system. He is the system. Mm-hmm. He devalues star players. Like, look at Kevin Love. You couldn't tell me Kevin Love ain't a great post-up pass player. He doesn't do that here. He's a spot-up player now. Anytime LeBron plays with a star, that's why Kyrie left. Because he knew that he's not going to reach his full type potential playing with LeBron. Because LeBron is the system, and you have to play how he played, or else it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
That's right. And that's the reason why when you see Cleveland, when LeBron
Cleveland
first left
because
Cleveland.
Of him, he pouts.
When
he doesn't get, he's the ultimate front runner. Oh my God, he's the ultimate front runner. I watch LeBron closely. That's why I say, if any team has a chance to beat him, it's smart coaches that stop the other players. Because once you stop the other players, LeBron tends to pout. I'm watching that Denver game. He pouts. He pouts, and all the blame goes to other players. The blame never, ever goes to LeBron. Like, people talk about LeBron, but no, it always goes to the other players. When you listen to First Take, when you listen to All In Station, it all goes to the other players. They wasn't good enough. No, how about LeBron needs to stop pounding and stop being a front runner? If you want to be a leader, you be a leader. Because it's just like, all right, now if Carmelo asked for help, he would look like a crybaby. When LeBron asks for help, he get the whole world, and everybody just don't look his way. LeBron he needs star talent to win.
Right, he does.
This first year, the year that he went to the finals with that Cleveland team, I want people to understand something. That Cleveland team that he took to the finals the first time, that was one of the best defensive teams he had. Mm-hmm. One of the best defensive teams he had.
He had players on that team. People try to front and act like he didn't have players. He had players on that team.
At that time, the league wasn't about offense. The league was about defense.
Yep.
The league was
players on
about
that
defense.
team,
if you had defense, you was gonna go far.
Yep. He had players on that squad. They try to act like people try to act like he didn't. He took this real bad team to the finals.
Yo, this is why
he
I
had
hate,
players on that team.
You don't
man.
understand the hatred that I have for LeBron, because he gets all these passes as a superstar talent. I never seen it. Now, if Carmelo asked for help when he was in New York, imagine Carmelo crying like LeBron in New York.
Right.
The own New York fans will come at him for asking for help.
That's right.
Why people?
That's
why do you
right.
think people look at Dirk the way they look at Dirk? Because Dirk never played with a star player in his whole career. And a player of LeBron's stature shouldn't act like this. This is why it kills me when I watch him on my TV every day. He lives in Cleveland, and I'm living in New York, and he's on my TV every day. Every day.
Right.
I'm fatigued now. LeBron is a coach killer. David Black is a great goddamn coach. He's a good motivator. But the thing is, him in New York, the wave that we could come in, I wonder if he can handle that. Even though he was a LeBron, that's a whole nother wave.
Right.
But New York City, I keep telling people, LeBron want to say he don't want to come here because of James Dolan. He don't want to come here because of the wave of heat.
Right.
It takes a very special player to play here. And I felt at the time, if they didn't do that deal for Carmelo, if you'd have put the right freaking pieces, he's that offensive talent at that time that could have taken you there. But they took too long.
Hey, Mark,
but I'm gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, we going way off. We going off. But I feel you though. I'm with you. I'm 100%
I want Mark Jackson
with you.
here just because I feel like he could squeeze talent, and that's what we need. We need a coach that just could talk to us. That's all I want.
Yeah. Hey.
And stop with put Frank at the point guard. I don't want to see Moutier. He can't finish. He gets into the paint and can't finish.
I feel you. Hey, Mark, appreciate the call, man.
Holla at the
got some
chat,
other people
man.
trying to call in. Hey.
I had to let off a clip.
Yeah. All right, bro. Yeah, for sure. The Knicks got people riled up, man. The Knicks got people riled up right now. Cause it's tough watching the Knicks lose. It's tough watching things happen with the Knicks, you know what I mean? When the Knicks ain't doing what you know that they can do. You know, they're not playing the way you want them to play. They're doing things that are crazy. It's tough. You know, it's tough. It's tough to deal with the Knicks. So we got to let that stress out. That's the whole reason we got this chat, man. So I got Big Joe on the line. Hey, Big Joe, could you do me a favor? Could you turn that down in the back? Or turn it off a little bit? Big Joe, can you hear me? Hey, Big Joe, can you hear me? I'm not sure if Big Joe can hear me right now. But we're gonna get into draft picks draft prospects in a minute. But Big Joe, I'm gonna get Big Joe on the line in a second. You know what I'm saying? So that he can. I think he got a little bit of a delay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get this, open this up. Yo. My man, Big Joe, what's popping, bro? Can you hear me right now? Yo. I think I got you on a delay, man. I can hear you. Can you hear me? We're gonna get into draft picks in draft prospects in a minute. I think we got kind of a delay with Big Joe. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about draft picks. Big Joe, if you get a chance, try to call. Try to call back. See if we can find a way. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can get this right now. Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? We're gonna get into draft picks and draft prospects in a minute. Hey, Big Joe, I need you to turn it. I don't know what it is. I think we got something a little bit, kind of a delay, so we're not getting on the same page. But we're gonna move into draft picks. draft prospects. All right. So first, I'm gonna bring it over. We're gonna look at Tankathon for a minute, because we're still in the same spot. We're still in that 9th spot. Although I'm not the tank man, we all know that. But we got to follow it, right? We're still in that 9th spot. Tankathon has switched up. Now they said we're going to draft Bridges, which would be the smart move, right? That'd be the smart move. One of these small forwards. That's what we need, right? We need a small forward there. Okay. But what I do want to look at, because I want to ask you guys a question. I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna go over to, no, not the ringer. I'm gonna go over here. And if you look here, they say this mock draft says Colin Sexton. I want to know what your opinion is. Do we go in and draft another point guard? We got 4 point guards on the team. We got, obviously, Jack most likely won't be here. Then we got Trey Burke, Ntilikina, and you got Moutier. Do the Knicks go and draft another point guard? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to focus on developing Frank. That's what I think we got to focus on. You know what I'm saying? I think we focus on developing Frank. You got to give him a minute. You know, we got to give him that time, because I think Frank has the ability to be really good. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I think he has the ability to be really good. But, you know, for the purposes of this show, let's take a look at Colin Sexton. All right. Let's take a look at him. Point guard. He's a freshman. Hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. And they got some ballers down there in Atlanta, for sure. You know, we go down every year for basketball tournaments. You know what I'm saying? They got some hoopers down there, for sure. Athleticism, high on athleticism, decent size. He's 6'2". Defense is good. Strength, quickness. You know, he's a 97 overall on NBADraft.net. This is NBADraft.net. My question is, if we draft a point guard, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing if we draft a point guard? I don't think we go that route. I think we're going to draft a 3. I think that'd be the smart move, to draft a 3. You know. But if anybody hasn't seen, you know, and Colin Sexton, he's been dropping in the standings. Not in the standings, but, you know, he's been dropping in the draft as far as these mock drafts are concerned. You know, but if you hadn't looked at him, here's a quick little couple of clips of him. You know, he's the kind of guy, maybe, that we've been saying we want. You know, a guy that can penetrate. You know, obviously, you look at the scouting reports, is that he's high, he's good defensively. But I still think you got to take the time to develop Frank. I think you got to give him that chance to develop, because I think Frank has something that not a lot of point guards are gonna have in this league, in my opinion. I think Frank has something. You know what I'm saying? And what we need more is that 3 position. You know, I think that's what we need more. So I really do. I think that's where the team is going to go with it. I think that's what Scott Perry and them guys are going to do. I think we're looking at either Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges, one of them guys. You look at the ringer. has the Knicks taking Miles Bridges. Right? That's Ringer. Where else are we? Okay. The Sports Illustrated has us taking Kevin Knox. Right? Young guy, 18 years old. You know, we get a guy like Kevin Knox, you talk about building and developing. That's what we're doing. That's where we're going. You know, because he's young. Right? He's another young guy. That's okay, though. That's cool. You know, get another young guy, bring KP back with a... see, the one thing about getting young guys, of course, you got to have some vets. As you guys know, I've talked about it a lot. I like to have vets. But the one thing about having young guys and then with KP is that, you know, KP can begin to feel like the leader. You know what I'm saying? When you got some guys younger than him, he can begin to feel like that leader and develop and grow into that leadership role. Yeah, I think we looked at Kevin Knox before, but hey, just for the heck of it, Kevin Knox, 6'9". I like that in a small forward. Right now, it's averaging 15.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists for Kentucky. You know, very young. Per 36 minutes, be 17.6 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.5 assists. You know, we did take a look, but we might as well throw it up here again, let you get another look at the kid. You know, he's the kind of player, of course, he may be considered maybe a little bit more of a project as well, if you bring in the Kevin Knox. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he can shoot it from three. He's athletic. He's got good size. You know, I mean, you see him there. He can get up and down the floor. Kind of guy you want, man. Kind of guy that you want. You know, so, you know, even, I know people want to tank and get that highest spot possible. But even down in that, this is a deep draft. And down in that 9-10 range, man, we're going to get some talent. We're definitely going to get some talent. You know, even down in that range. You know, so, you know, people going crazy about trying to get as high as possible. You know, if we, if we're smart, we do a good job. You know, we're gonna bring in a talented player. Alwyn Dwart, you said we need a star more than a position. Should draft the best player available. Well, I don't know. I think we need that 3 position because we're small there. You know what I'm saying? I think we're really small there. You know, we're really small in that 3 position. You know, with Tim Hardaway there at 6'6". You know, threes in the league are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". You know, we need more length from that position. BN, you say you disagree. You think we need to get as high as possible. I think that there's a lot of talent even going, you know, down this far in the draft. I really do. You know, I really do. I think there's a lot of talent. There's potential busts anywhere around the draft. We've had this argument before. I'm not even going to go deep into it. There's potential busts all over the draft board, especially when you're talking about bringing in players that are 18 and 19 years old. The bust potential is there from 1 to 30 when you're talking about bringing in players that are 19 years old, because you don't know how they're going to develop. You don't know what their body is going to do because they're not full-grown men. You don't know what their body's going to do yet. You know, I think where we are, there's a lot of talent right where we are, to tell you the truth, to be honest with you. There's a lot of talent there. You know what I'm saying? If we move up, hey, okay, then we move up. I can tell you now, we're not getting in the top 5. It's not going to happen. You know, we're not getting in that top 5. I mean, look I don't see it happening. All these teams are losing as well. You know, look at Memphis. They lost 13 in a row. You know, these guys, you know, I don't see any of these teams pulling in 4 more wins. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, people don't forgot about Michael Olowokandi and them guys, man. You know, there's a lot of talent in the draft. You know, and you've got to scout right, go out and scout, and draft right. You know what I mean? But these guys, man, how many of these guys is losing 4 more games? Winning 4 more games? Maybe Chicago, maybe we catch them. I don't think these guys are losing or winning 4 more games. I could be wrong, but we'll probably win a couple of games. I don't see these guys winning more games. You know, I don't know. Orlando's 1-2, maybe. I don't know. But I don't see us getting up in here. Vidori Rossi, you said the highest we draft is 7, possibly. I could see that. I could see possibly 7. I could see us maybe getting there. We would probably have a better chance of trading up somehow, if that's possible for us. Yeah, Famos, 8 to 12 is more than likely. So that's what we should look. That's what we should be looking at. And here is more than likely where we'll fall. That's what we should be looking at. Because I believe that's where we'll be. Unless we find a way to trade up. If we find a way to trade up, you know, then it could be possible. You know, then it could be possible. But I'm not sure that's going to happen. Not sure that's going to happen. All right. Kyle Bridges. Look at this. You know, Junior, Villanova. This guy's smooth, man. This guy's pretty smooth. You know, this guy's pretty smooth. And, you know, hopefully, you know, the next show or two, I'm gonna get with my guy that I spoke to earlier, and we'll see if maybe we can do a full on draft show or something. We'll see. You know, we'll see how that works out. You know, but yeah. This guy's pretty smooth, and I mean, you see him playing in New York already. You know, but you know, we covered him a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? You know, athletic guy, smart guy, a little bit older, which means he's a little bit more NBA ready. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. I guess the only question would be then, because he's a little bit older, you know, does he have as much upside? To be honest with you, I don't think there's a problem with it being a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? I just think that makes the guy more NBA ready. His mind a little bit more, you know, ready to play with men. You know, so you know, I don't find it as much as a problem as, you know, some scouts in the league and stuff like that. You know, they think that, you know, the younger the prospect, the better. I don't always find that to be the case. And I think in the future, there's going to be a lot of scouts that agree with me, you know, because, you know, with these young guys, you don't know how their bodies are going to develop and those type of things. Guys that, you know, are like Bridges is a junior, you know, you kind of know what his body is, and you can see him, you know, and so, you know, but what I'm saying, not mean something. What I'm saying is, I know people always like to get that young talent that you think is going to be the star because he has the talent to be the star. But you still don't know what their body's doing yet because they're still growing. You know, you don't know what their body is going to do. And, you know, guys that's, Even though you might say that they don't have, excuse me, even though some people say that, the older players in college don't have as much upside, I don't know if that's necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Because upside doesn't always have to do with the talent. It also has to do with the work ethic, the basketball IQ. All those things go into the upside as well. You know what I mean? But so we got we're gonna have some options, and I think we're gonna get a very good player wherever we pick in there. Ninth, 8th, 7th. I think we're gonna get a very good player, and I think we should take a 3. In my opinion, though, I think we're getting a young player regardless. I think we need to get someone who's as close to NBA ready as possible. That's just my opinion. If we want to try to put some pieces around KP, I think we want to get somebody that's as close to NBA ready as possible. And they're still going to be young. So it's not like we're bringing in a 30-year-old from college, right? We're getting a young player that's close to being NBA ready. I think that's what we need to do. A young player that still has upside, has basketball IQ, has a strong body, and is a little more NBA ready than a 19-year-old that just, needs to mature. We have one in Frank. I think, someone like Bridges, he's a junior. You bring him in, he's going to be a little more mature. He's still going to have some things he has to develop, of course, because he's young. But he'll be a little bit more ready to play with KP when KP comes back. And I think that's something we have to look at, because when KP comes back, I think there's going to be a little bit more urgency to him. I think he's going to be looking at winning a little bit differently. Now, he's always said that he wanted to win, but I think he's going to look at it differently. I think KP is going to look at it and say, you know what? You never know when your career can be over, done. We need to get this now. That's how I think KP is going to feel. And I agree with him. I agree with him. After dealing with an injury like that, your mentality will change. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you can get a young guy that is ready to produce in the NBA, that still has the chance to be a star player, I think that's what you got to do. Clever for sure. You said let's look at Hutchinson with our second pick. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what it is. And I want to, in the meantime, while I'm getting this ready, I want to give a shout out to Kareem Walton and Famos. Give a shout out to Famos. He said, check out Robert Williams from Texas A&M. He's a sleeper. Let's see if we can pull him up there. We'll check him out. Kareem Walton, Famos. Appreciate the super chats. All right, so let's see. He said, let's take a look at, Famo said, let's take a look at Robert Williams. Got Robert Williams here as a sophomore, Texas A&M. Said he could be a sleeper, maybe a second-round guy. Obviously not a second-round guy. He was in the first round. I didn't mean to say a second-round guy. I didn't mean to say a second-round guy. Kind of slim, a little bit slim. It's okay. Long. Little post up moving. Shout out to Frankie Vision, man. Always got the highlights. Always got the highlights. Big shout out to Frankie Vision. Athletic guy, long athletic guy. What's he do one-on-one? That's what I want to see. Here we go. Maybe a little one-on-one. Okay. Not bad. Is he a 3 or a 4? Because we really need a 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How tall was he? 6'9". He's a power forward / center. He could be a sleeper. I don't know if he's for us. Maybe he's somebody, we need a 3. We got a 4. I think we really need a 3. But you never know. You never know. But I like those athletic guys. Yeah, Famous. Real athletic. I like those athletic guys. Gotta have those athletic guys in today's league. Guys that can get up and down the floor. Can cause some havoc for you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have those athletic guys out there. He looked good. Now I just seen Clever for sure. I forgot who you told me to look up. So I'm going back in the chat, see if I can find it. Hutchinson. There we go. Let's see if we can find Hutchinson up here. Here we go. Chandler Hutchinson. So right now, Tankathon has Chandler Hutchinson going to the Hawks at 30. So let me pull this over here for you guys because I'm talking. You can't see what I'm talking about. Right now, they got. I'm going to go back so I can show you. Tankathon has Chandler Hutchinson going to the Hawks at 30. Now, we don't peak again until 38. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe he does get brought up in that first round. He's a senior. Small forward from Boise State. Averaging 19.5 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Boise State. Not too many guys used to come out of Boise State. Not to say that means anything. I'm just saying. You could shoot. Looks like you could shoot, lock down the 3. Of course, we want to have a 3 that can do that. We want as many 3-point shooters as we can. That's the way the league is going today. We want guys that can knock it down. He's got good form. Got a decent shot. Maybe needs to tuck the elbow a little bit, but he's got a decent shot. Looks athletic. A lot of guys in this draft. You know what I'm saying? So, we got something to look forward to. It's late, guys. It's real late. It's 1:42 in the morning. Late, early, however you want to call it. The Knicks play on Tuesday versus Portland Trail Blazers. We're probably looking at another blowout loss. I'm not expecting much from the Knicks in this game. The only thing that I'm really expecting is to see them play hard, and we haven't even seen that. But I want to see them play hard. I'm hoping that Jeff Hornacek can find a way to motivate them. Just give us one game. One game. What's that? It's 8:43 a.m. in Latvia. So you just waking up. You waking up and we're on. That's what I'm talking about. So it's Monday, right? Have a good day, bro. The crazy Latvian. Have a good day. You know what I'm saying? Go, hit that grind. It's grind time for you. Go make that money. But, I'm just hoping the Knicks can come out and play hard, man. Come out, play hard. Let's get these young guys on the floor, Jeff. That's what we want to see. That's what we need to do. We need to get them playing. There's really no reason to break these games down anymore. But to just remind you guys that we play Tuesday at 10. You know, that's about it. In Portland. You know. So, guys, I'm about to head out. I got some things I got to get to in the morning as well. All right. So, while my man the crazy Latvian is just getting up, ready to go to work, I'm laying my head down, getting ready for tomorrow. All right. Now, but I'm definitely going to be on Tuesday after the game. It's going to be another late one, but that's cool with me. Going to be a late one. Take it easy, grind hard, work hard. The week is just starting. Let's have a good week. You know what I'm saying? Let's start this week off right. Just talk about in our lives in general. Good week. Peace out, y'all. All right. I'll catch y'all Tuesday. Appreciate you guys for staying on late. It's 1:45 a.m. I'm loving it. Knicks fans all over the world. If you enjoyed the stream, subscribe below, ring the bell, and you'll get a notification anytime that I'm live. Check out these videos over here. Stay updated on the New York Knicks. Peace.